Hey everybody, welcome back to American History with Mr. Finn. Today, we have a complicated topic for us, and it's the beginning of World War One. So, let's see here. World War One. World War One is an interesting war. Most people here in the United States always concentrate on World War Two. That's what most movies are made about and things like that. World War One, however, is going to happen beginning in 1914, and I'm going to tell you kind of the beginning. You're going to do an assignment, and then next class we're going to continue because it is a complicated start to this topic, and it's much easier in person, but I'm going to lead you through it step by step. So World War One. Just to give you context of what's going on, remember, we are in the heart of the Industrial Revolution. We had seen big business and capitalism begin. We saw the fight back against it with progressivism and the idea that big business was hurting the little guy, hurting the worker. So we had new ideas of socialism and communism, and we had capitalism, and we had all this stuff going on. And right in the heart of that, we're going to have a war breakout in 1914. So I'm going to get to the start of this war, and I'm going to have you look some stuff up today. So World War One, what's going to happen here? Well, let's talk about the spark. Well, let's start. There's so many. It's so complicated. Let's do this. Let's start with one of the major reasons, and that's going to be this. Secret alliances. What is a secret alliance, you might ask? Well, this is the best way to explain it. Ready? All right, you have 3 friends. Let's make it 4 friends. All right, follow me here. You have 4 friends. This friend, these 2 people get in a fight in the middle. All right? But they don't know that each of the other one has someone to protect them. So this person gets in a fight with this person. But this person has this guy on his side that they don't know about as a secret. And so as soon as this person starts fighting this person jumps in and starts fighting, and the 2 of them fight this person. I know this is complicated. And I think it's okay, though. But as these 2 people start to fight this person has a secret alliance with this person that these 2 don't know about, and then this person gets in, and now you have these 2 people fighting these 2 people, and boom, 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 they're fighting. All right? That's a quick explanation of what a secret alliance is. Now, why this is a problem is nobody knows who's protecting who. So I get in a fight with you, and all of a sudden your friend comes out and hits me, and I'm like, oh man, I wasn't ready for that. But then you didn't know that I had a friend who was going to fight for you if someone going to fight with me, and then it's, oh my God, we're all fighting now. That's kind of what happens here in World War One. Okay, let's start here. In Europe, countries had secret alliances. All right? So countries had secret alliances. And no country knew who the other person was in an alliance or an agreement with. That's why they are secret. And this is going to spark this war. Well, actually, this is going to cause the war. I'm going to tell you the spark now. So how does it actually start? Because in any time you have a war, anytime you have a fight, like I was talking about our 4 people, who started it? This person started this one, or this person started this one? You know, how does it begin? There's a beginning to these wars. So the cause of World War One is secret alliances. This is the cause of WW1. So the cause is that. The cause is these secret alliances. So we know that. So what's the spark? How does it start in Europe? Again, this is not something, the world didn't just like all go into war at the same time. In fact, the United States of America here for us in American history class, we're not even involved right now. We are not even part of this beginning of World War One. This is all happening in Europe. This is like a ways away from us across the Atlantic Ocean. So we know what the cause is, which are these secret alliances between these different countries in Europe. But how does it start? What's the spark? The spark is the assassination of its Archduke Francis Ferdinand. All right, so let me explain this. Here we go. At least you know this for the quiz, though. What's the cause? Secret alliances. What's the spark? The assassination of Francis Ferdinand. Now, let me give you a brief explanation of what this is. So, Francis Ferdinand is the heir. That means he is the next person in line, next person to be in charge of, let's just say, Austria-Hungary. Austria-Hungary is a country. It's really like an empire, really. In fact, even there's countries today, Austria and Hungary. It wasn't just one. Back then, it was just one. Austria-Hungary Empire. Francis Ferdinand is the heir to the Austria-Hungarian throne. He is the next person to be in charge in Eastern Europe. And so he is assassinated. Why is he assassinated? Well, he is assassinated because part of Austria-Hungary, this country, had, I'm going to write it all out for you, part of country had Serbs. Now what's Serbs? Serbs are people. Serbs are people. It's an ethnic group of people. All right, so follow me here. This is kind of a tough thing today, so bear with me and I'll try and make it relatively short. Francis Ferdinand is in Austria-Hungary. He goes to a city called Sarajevo, which, don't worry about the city, I don't want to give you too many names. Just, he goes to this city, Sarajevo. In Sarajevo, there are a lot of Serbs living there. It would be like if you went to a city in Texas, and in Texas you went to the city and there were 90% of the people who lived there were Hispanic. Actually, let's make it more specific. They were Mexican. They were of Mexican descent, and they lived in one city, and there was 90% of the city was a population of Mexican descent heritage people. And so during this time period, to put it in our example, Mexico was trying to gain that land back and say, listen, look at all of the people who have Mexican heritage who live in this town. Even though it's in the United States, we kind of want to make it part of our country. We want to make it part of Mexico. And that's kind of what's happening here. Francis Ferdinand is in his own country here, Austria-Hungary, but he goes to a part of his country that has all these Serbs living there. And there's another country. And this part's easy. The country that wants to have part of this is Serbia. That makes sense, right? Serbs from Serbia. So Serbia is right on the border of Austria-Hungary. And Serbia is like, yo, man, this one place in Austria-Hungary has like a ton of Serbs living there. You know, so hey, people, fight back against the Austria-Hungary, empire. You should be part of our country, Serbia. So, that being said, Francis Ferdinand goes to this city, and while he's there, what happens to him? Assassinated. Unfortunate for him and his wife, actually, Sophie. They are gunned down in the street in this area. So what do you think happens next? Austria-Hungary is going to blame what country for the assassination of the heir to their throne? Who are they going to blame? Yep, they're going to blame Serbia. They're going to say, Serbia, he went to this area that had a bunch of Serbs living there. He is assassinated. You are trying to get people to fight back against us. You're a separate country. Stay to yourself. Don't bother us. We blame you, Serbia. And so what happens is Austria-Hungary is going to blame Serbia. Eventually, you don't need to know most of the details here, but what's going to happen, I mean, you already have a lot of details. What's going to happen is this. Because of this, Austria-Hungary is going to declare war on Serbia. You guessed it. Now, keep this in mind. I'm going to give you another piece of information, not too much today. Austria-Hungary is a country, but it's also big. Serbia is a country, but it is, I'll write it small. So Serbia is small. Austria-Hungary thinks, listen, let's declare war on Serbia and just conquer Serbia. Just take it over. However, what did we say was the cause of World War I? Secret alliances. Can this big country just beat up on Serbia and take it over? It could if Serbia didn't have a secret alliance with someone. That's what we're going to get to next class. For this class, I want you to look up what you can find. Actually, let me get rid of all this. Take 2 seconds. So I want to see your notes, but I also want you to do a little bit of background knowledge because we do have a lot of information. Tell me what you can find on the causes of WW1 and, to be clear, World War I. Find 5 things or 5 causes or 5 people who have talked about things that happened that caused World War I. So find out some information on the causes of World War I. Next class, we're going to get into this, what we call a domino effect, really, where one country declares war on one, another one declares war on one, another one declares war on one, and that's what we're going to break down next time. So for now, what I want you to turn in is look up causes of World War I and give me 5 facts, 5 things, 5, whatever you find, give me 5 of them. Just notes to get a little bit of background information from it. So make sure you get that to me today for attendance and participation purposes. And then next class, we keep going. So bear with me. It's a little confusing, but we'll get there. All right. Have a good one.